wonderful good evening to you. I am a resident of this constituency, but of this district. Vinny, I haven't seen you come by my house recently to pick some peppers and collect some thyme and fennel and dill and lemongrass and all. You're telling everybody my secret? No, it is our secret, Vinny. and all of the good things, nutritious things that keep we young people young. And I would wish if I could invite you all just to come down the road. Yes, darling. And she looked better than Franklin Stewart. Yeah, but I would have loved to have invited you to come down to do some garden with me. I might have wanted to invite you to have come for lunch today, but I would not have been able to get insurance against food poisoning, so you weren't invited. But I want to welcome you, not just to St. James South, but my neighborhood, West Terrace, and hope that you enjoy the district. I have come this evening as a supporting actor. I must thank Jerome and Gail and Sandra for speaking on issues. The Labour Party is never going to crawl under a rock and die. And we have a very dynamic and vibrant organization in place, ready to speak to each and all of the issues that concern the people of Barbados. And week by week, we're going to have meetings like this to engage the people of this country in the great conversation that is necessary, given the very tawdry state of this country's affairs. I am, as I said, I've come this evening as a supporting actor. I'm not going to give a major speech, but I need to say a few things, first of all, of a constituency nature. I represent constituencies too, a constituency too. And I would feel very ashamed and embarrassed as an MP if all the roads in my neighborhood wanted fixing. And I went and had the road to my house and my apartments done first of all. This is what is happening in this constituency. I mean, it is amazing. But then I suppose he believes that charity begins at home. But then it seems as though roads also begin at home. I live in this constituency as well, and I must say that I have been bombarded by a number of urgings by people from all across St. James that they would like to put together a Concerns Citizens Association for the improvement of health facilities in St. James. And they would like to, as an association, and they asked me if I would be in it. I said I couldn't get into it, but that they believe that St. James does not have a polyclinic. It has a population that is about 3 times bigger than St. John. And that if St. John can get a polyclinic, why not St. James too? and that St. James has now been represented not just by one, but by 2 ministers of health. And that is all the reason they say why St. James should have a polyclinic. There's no polyclinic in St. James. And I leave it to the people of St. James to take the matters into their hands. I'm not going to get behind it as a political activity, but I must let you know that there are people in this parish who believe that there ought to be a polyclinic in St. James because there is none. And on the final constituency matter, of course, I can only say that I now have a lot in common with public servants. We share one thing in common. Every time Donville opens his mouth, he either is cursing me or cursing them. But I do feel that it is a reflection of the stress that he and the government are under, that they're looking for scapegoats for their ineptitude and incompetence. And I would just want, on behalf of the public servants of Barbados, to thank them for helping me and my cabinet over 14 years show what can be done once there is guidance and strategic direction from the top and a willingness on the part of good, loyal Barbadians to be able to make their country succeed. I think it is unworthy of Don Villinis to be able to be beaten up on public servants in the manner in which he's beaten up. As I said this evening, we came here to deal with healthcare. And every week we're going to pick a major issue and treat to the public on it. Last week it was supposed to be the economy. This party is versatile. We have a talented team. And they'll be given every opportunity every week to talk to the public about these serious matters. But I want to say this evening. Last week is the last occasion that the Barbados Labour Party will allow persons or the media to determine how we communicate with the public. This evening's meeting is being taped. We're going to have an internet stream. For the future, we will control our own destiny by controlling. And I'm going to have to ask you what I did in St. Lucie, just drop in a little something to help us. It's not a lot, it don't cost a lot, but we want to be able to free ourselves from the dependence upon people who hold our destiny in their hands by controlling how we appear to communicate with the media. Last week, something happened that was wrong. And I can only put it in that way. We had planned a press conference on the economy weeks in advance. And it was not a press conference at which I was the only speaker. We have an economic team. And you will see the Labour Party projecting press conferences not with one person, but teams. And it was not a press conference called to necessarily be critical only. I started the press conference by saying the opposition will support the government in the fight against the OECD. But it was made to appear as if our press conference was called in reaction to something that Chris Sinclair said. And you know, in a democracy, in a free society, it is important that if you pick up a newspaper or listen to the television, that you should be in a position to believe what you are being told. Chris Sinclair went from media host to media host, jumping over palings and like a hurdler, running hither, thither, and yon once he heard our press conference, to be able to make it appear as if we were responding to him. And it may seem like a small point, but the media knew. The media knew. And I believe the media has a duty to represent both the facts and the process in a free society.